The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. This device is just a fantastic device in order to replace your Galaxy Z Fold 4, but precisely the Galaxy Z Fold 3 and 2. In this video, I'm going to show you everything that I like about the Galaxy Z Fold 5 and some of the few stuff that I think need improvement. And also I'm going to share with you my test result with the charging speed test, especially compared to the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So here is something that I do not really understand. You can see the device is a little bit laggy. I click on the screen and it takes 1 second in order to show me what I need to see. This is something that has been a little bit inconsistent with this Galaxy Z Fold 5. The best thing is that this issue is not very consistent. After using the device for a few minutes, all the slow response will vanish. Another superpower of the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is the ability to have an Android desktop experience with your Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5. Either you can use it with the Samsung DeX, or you can simply duplicate the screen on your Galaxy Z Fold 5 and have access to the big screen and simply have a big screen with all your favorite applications. Thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 made for Galaxy, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 DeX experience is not going to lag in any way, but it is going to increase your productivity. This is only an overview of Samsung DeX. I made a specific video with the Galaxy Z Fold 4 using Samsung DeX and also the Galaxy Z Fold 5. You can also see that with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5, your internet speed is going to be really high. I'm using 5G with T-Mobile on this Galaxy Z Fold 5. Something very strange that I didn't realize was the case that I had on the front cover screen of the Galaxy Z Fold 5 was the one from the Galaxy Z Fold 4. So you can interchange the front case with these two devices, but for the back it is impossible. But the best thing that they did with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 was to insert a slot where you can put the S Pen directly on the case. The S Pen that came with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 does work on the Galaxy Z Fold 4, but the case for the Galaxy Z Fold 4 was too big and bulky to carry around, and it doesn't fit on the case. It has an extension on the case where it goes. So my recommendation is to get the new S Pen that came with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 if you have the Galaxy Z Fold 4, 3 or 2. 2 doesn't support the S Pen. Coming from the Galaxy Z Fold 4, the experience of using the Galaxy Z Fold 5 with one-hand operation is very similar. The best thing is that you have the ability to type with the full-size keyboard, as the keyboard will appear at the bottom of the device. The bad thing is that if you have to click on something at the top of the screen, you will have to move your hand at the middle of the device in order to reach that area of the screen and do what you need to do. You can see me moving my hand around from bottom to the middle of the phone. I'm pretty sure you're going to follow the same pattern that I did in this video in order to use out the screen of this Galaxy Z Fold 5. It is true that if the screen was less tall, it will be a little bit more easier and more comfortable to reach the top of the screen. As it is, this is the design that I like because the inner screen of this device is big enough for me to do anything that I want. I can say that I do not own a tablet because this device is my tablet and it is also my phone at the same time. I don't want the inner screen to get shrunk down because if Samsung need to adjust the outer screen to make it bigger, less tall, the inner screen will also be modified. You can see on the screen the device was a little bit laggy. I'm using 4K video quality on YouTube and also running a benchmark on the Chrome application. So the benchmark test is done. The device is a little bit warm to the touch. During this whole test, the only thing that was not very good was the video that was a little bit cut at some times when the processing on the Chrome application was a little bit too heavy for the device. I'm very happy Samsung still gives us the ability to have Samsung DeX. The only thing that I do not like with Samsung DeX is as soon as you try to push your Galaxy Fold device a little bit too much, the Samsung DeX experience is going to be stopped. And also if you're mirroring from the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 or 5 screen, it is going to stop also as soon as you push the device a little bit too much because the phone is not being charged. This especially drives me crazy because you can use Samsung DeX wirelessly and it is not going to be cut because it is casting from wireless and the device does not need to be charged. Also, DeX and mirroring is going to work even if the device is folded. In order to use Samsung DeX with USB-C, you need a cable that is Thunderbolt 3 or 4, a cable of data. It is not going to work with a cable that is only used for charging. So currently you can see the device is not lagging anymore. As soon as you click on something, you have it. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 is a multitasking monster because you can open multiple applications at the same time and interacting with all of them without interrupting what you were doing. Here you can clearly see that the device is lagging. It is not responding like lightning fast it used to do it. I might start to think that 12 gigs of RAM might not be enough for the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and future Galaxy Z lines. Either it's going to be the processor or the RAM which is going to be a little bit saturated while I'm running all these things at the same time. This is a scenario that is not most likely going to happen to you. You're going to use multiple applications at the same time, and I think most of you are going to use 3 applications at the same time. You might have understood by now that I am doing all these tests in order to test also the battery life of this Galaxy Z Fold 5, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you what kind of battery I'm left and if it is good or bad. So for the charging of this Galaxy Z Fold 5, it is not very different from the Galaxy Z Fold 4. In fact, I was able to get to 100% under 1 hour with the Galaxy Z Fold 4, but with the Galaxy Z Fold 5 it is worse because I needed more than 1 hour in order to get to 100%. This video is only showing the best time that I could have made with this Galaxy Z Fold 5, and here I'm using a 45 watt charger that came from Samsung, and the cable is coming from the Galaxy Z Fold 5. In my charging video I did compare the 25 watt charger with the 45 watt charger, and also I use a 5 amp cable. That video is on the channel if you want more information about charging your Galaxy Z Fold 5. After 1 hour 8 minutes and 53 seconds, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 reached 100% of battery. This was my best time that I could achieve with this Galaxy Z Fold 5. Essentially, this is a 25 watt charging device. It is not a true 45 watt charging smartphone. In terms of charging, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy does not match the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 that we found on the S22 Ultra and the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Another technology that they carried from the Galaxy Z Fold 4 without changing anything is the under-the-screen camera. This camera is exactly the same. It might be a little bit better due to the software on the Galaxy Z Fold 5, but essentially giving the same result or approximately the same result that we found on the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Something else that we thought might have changed is the crease. The crease is still here, visible, and we all love it. At this point, I don't think they are researching on how to make the crease disappear, but it is simply something that we get used to. So what I really want with the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is that they move the under the screen camera to one of the corners of the device. This is going to have a better look overall for the inner screen, and we will not have this pixelated area on our screens. The other request will be a thinner Galaxy Z Fold 6. The frame of the device is essentially the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 4. If they were thinner, it would look more futuristic and better. As far as the battery life, I started doing this test at 741 and right now it is 751. The device lost 5% of battery. I started with 72% and right now I have 67% of battery left. So that is exactly 5% every 10 minutes, and if I do the calculation, the device will get to 0% of battery in about 3 hours and 20 minutes. The Galaxy Z Fold 5 is known or will be known for the battery life because of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, which is on the S23 Ultra. The battery life on the previous chip was not very good. It was bad for the S22 Ultra, which was carried over on the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Overall, the Galaxy Z Fold 5 is a good device with productivity, and everything that was done on the Galaxy Z Fold 4, everything that was good was carried over, and all the few things that were not good were left with the Galaxy Z Fold 4.